Hey everyone, Sweeney here, and welcome to a special Thanksgiving edition of the Friday Reload number 30. This week, we are going to make sure that it is stuffed with awesome articles, stories, news tips, and tools for you guys. And we're really going to be bringing the yams. Now, that's all the Thanksgiving references I got. But seriously, I hope you are all enjoying your Thanksgiving, day after Thanksgiving, and hopefully this gives you a little bit of a boost. If you are working or maybe you're just kind of hanging out and taking the day easy, this is a good way you can still feel productive. So if this is your first Friday reload, what we aim to do is we get you caught up on what happened in the previous week without you having to go through 20 different blogs, checking all these emails, worrying about different podcasts. No, we filter through all of that for you so you don't have to worry about it. And we just tell you what the top stories were. So that being said, let's start it off like we normally do with our news related stories. So this week, Apple brings programmatic ads to iAd, partnering with major ad tech firms. So this automates the ad buying capabilities across its network of over 250,000 mobile apps. I've been hearing more and more about iAds, but I can't say I know anyone that actually does them yet. So, this kind of news is always exciting to me because it sounds like it's getting that much closer to hitting marketing mainstream. Next up, Contributor, Google's latest test, gives users ad-free experiences on sites like Mashable. So Contributor by Google aims to help publishers monetize their content. So what it is you will contribute a certain amount monthly, say it's $1, $3, $4, and anyone in this contributor network, I do believe, you get an ad-free experience with. Very interesting. Now, what they do show you instead of the ad is a pixel pattern, and you also might see a thank you message. So instead of seeing an ad, you'll see a thank you message or, a pixel pattern that thanks you for being a contributor. This kind of reminds me of Patreon, which is a new website that's starting to come up for kind of artists and also for bloggers. It's kind of a way of you saying, hey, I really like what you're doing. Maybe your products aren't relevant to me, or I just want to support you. So it's a way you can donate a small amount, 25 cents, $1, a couple dollars every month or every episode or every podcast to support artists and people that you like. It's a very cool concept. I got to say, I really like it. Now, as far as contributor, it'll be interesting to see how it goes. I wonder more and more in the days of Netflix and HBO, how many, content providers are going to move more towards focusing on just providing the best product they can and then charging a premium for it rather than it being supplemented by ads. Now, for our top stories, how to use a giveaway to get 2,239 email subscribers in 10 days. So Brian Harris details the steps he used to get over 2,000 subscribers in 10 days using giveaways. Now, remember, if you want this link or any of the other links from the Friday Reload, simply head on over to digitaltriggers.io/FR30. So in the past, it used to be /Friday-reload, the number. So whatever episode it was, I decided to make it simpler and shorter to just put FR. So for the most recent Friday reloads, I think the past 3 or so, it's FR and then the number of the reload. This one is the 30th. So Brian Harris says it was 8:15 a.m. on Monday, September 15th. My day was completely planned up. I was gearing up to launch the vault in 2 weeks and was on a tight deadline. And then Twitter happened. I came across a case study by Josh Earl where he showed how he collected over 60,000 emails by hosting a giveaway. 60,000 email subscribers in 10 days? That completely blew me away. So I canceled all my plans and set up my own giveaway. 3 hours later, it was live. So he walks through the 3 key steps to creating and promoting a giveaway. So his giveaway was a 10-year subscription to Lead Pages, a tool he's always talking about on the blog. Now, he's mentioning Can you get 60,000 subscribers in such a short time? Probably not. But can you grow your list significantly? Certainly. He used 13 different strategies to promote his contest and make sure it was a hit. He's going to share with you the 5 most effective strategies that he discovered. Naturally, too, he has a content upgrade for all 13 strategies. So the 3 steps to creating and promoting your giveaway are very simple, but I'm still going to cover them really quickly for you guys. Step 1, create the giveaway. So you want something that's highly desirable, shocking, authority leeching, and then he has 4 steps to picking your giveaway prize within that. Now, next up, step 2, obviously promoting the actual giveaway itself. He talks about calling in favors, manually outreaching. Next up, he talks about, let's see if I can make it. A lot of scrolling here. Incentivizing the laggards. So you want to incentivize everyone, even the people that have a low chance of winning. So basic standard giveaway stuff. This is one of those where the deliciousness is really in the details. Next up, we have the Moz blog, and this one I love. This is how to select the perfect clients. I think the biggest issue that service providers have is shitty clients. If you have better clients, you're going to have a better business and a better life. So many of you guys I know, whether you're providing local services, whether you're doing ad services, whatever it is that you're doing, and I mean, even for those people that aren't, this kind of has parallels to your customers. If you're providing a SaaS product, well, your customers are your clients. So this Moz post outlines how to select the perfect client for you, covers how to qualify a client and asking the right questions. Included is a list of 13 questions that the blog writer, his name is Bill, always makes sure he gets answered on a call. He says client agency relationships are marriages, but marriages start with dating. Great one. Check that one out. Next up, an agency client started using this local SEO audit template, and you'll never guess what happened next. Now, I have to laugh at the headline because I can tell that's intentionally clickbaity. And he says their clients' local and organic search rankings traffic started going up. So recently he promoted a talk where he stressed the importance of diversified SEO strategy for local clients. He said the key to this strategy is the right audit. Naturally, he provided not only a link to the talk, but he provided his audit link. And such a sweetheart that he is, he's not even asking for a download. He says it's the guiding document for the earlier part of our engagements and almost always surfaces quick wins for both us and the client. That generally means happier clients and longer engagements. Now that audit is available for all of you right here. I wanted this to be more a checklist, so I channeled my inner Anning Cushing and also included how to perform the check as well as suggestions to follow if there's a problem. Now, in a similar lane, every local SEO diagnostic you'll ever need to know plus some. So you may be stumped as to why you're not ranking well or at all, but don't say it's because you tried everything and just couldn't figure it out. You probably didn't try everything. They can think of 56 diagnostics you should try if you want to troubleshoot local SEO problems or find missed opportunities. They're going to tell you all 56 in this post. Now, a few points about what this post is not. It's not a list of every tool, but there's a link for a list of every tool. It's not a technical audit, though a few of the suggestions may fall into that category. It's also not a tutorial on exactly what to do with each diagnostic that it may show you. Many times the next steps will always be clear. Sometimes it's a bit more tricky. It's broken up into 7 different sections. So general, Google Places, website, citations, links, reviews, and the 7-point quick checkup. I mean, if you're doing local SEO, if you ever wanted to get into, you have to be loving this stuff right now. Next up, mention everything you need to know about building your email list and more. It's a pretty interesting piece, pretty concise. It covers number 1, driving traffic, 2, converting visitors, and 3, engaging subscribers. But it has a lot of the best tactics, techniques, and tools I've seen within in a concise format. So driving traffic, some examples are running a giveaway, writing guest posts on popular blogs. I mean, it's going to be some of the similar stuff you've heard before because it's very rare that there's a magical push button. A few people find things that work and they keep doing them. Converting visitors, the usual, create an epic incentive like a content upgrade, add an exit pop-up, test all your elements. And let's see, engaging subscribers, send more frequently. Use genuine personalization, optimize for mobile, huge. So a lot of good tips, great general practices there. I talk about it all the time, and I'll tell you again, and I think any seven-figure marketer would probably agree with me that the money is in the email list. It's always been, and it always will be. When I got into this industry in 2008, 2008, 6 years ago, it was the same thing. Everyone was saying, build your email list, build your email list, build your email list. Next up, we have the BuzzStream blog, and this is research how to write subject lines that drive open rates. So they say how to write non-clickbait subject lines that drive open rates. So what they did is they surveyed 500 top tier publishers, and they found out that 81% of editors prefer email pitches over other channels, and that 85% of editors open pitches based on the subject line. So this one has a lot of good information about what editors open. I know that might seem a little bit irrelevant compared to traditional consumer-facing marketing, but I think there's a lot of good tips here if you are doing any kind of PR or B2B reach out, or hey, just making your subject lines better. Maybe you are kind of dealing with more consumers and the clickbait titles do work well for you. That's fine, but I think you're still going to find some good things in here. Next up, we have 5 tried and true tactics for collecting leads on LinkedIn. Spoiler alert, they talk about ads. So they say LinkedIn has come a long way since its beginnings in 2002. Though traditionally used to house professional resumes, connect with influencers, and find new hires, it's also become a valuable resource for your marketing campaigns. With an audience of over 300 million business professionals, LinkedIn is a hotbed for lead generation. And they've got the stats to prove it. Research from OKToPost shows that 80% of leads generated via social media for B2B marketers originate on LinkedIn. And ReachForce data supports the effectiveness of the platform, showing that 44% of B2B marketers have generated leads via LinkedIn. But how exactly are these marketers using LinkedIn to grow their business and achieve their key performance indicators? They had a closer look at the most successful strategy, and they have 5 LinkedIn lead gen tips from the pros. So here's the 5 strategies that they suggested. Number 1, combine buyer personas with LinkedIn targeting for hyper-relevant ads. Number 2, use ad rotation to prevent banner blindness and find your best performers. Number 3, find unique ways to use your personal profile. 4, combine sponsored updates with valuable content. And then 5, run an email marketing campaign with sponsored email. LinkedIn does get passed over a decent amount, don't you think? I mean, I know guys that are crushing it. My good buddy Los Silva got his start with LinkedIn. I don't know why LinkedIn doesn't get more buzz. Next up, lead pages. 15 landing page trends from rising companies, designers, and their 25,000 users. So basically, Hiten Shah, co-founder of Kissmetrics and Crazy Eggs, touched on this. He said he's noticing a trend with SaaS websites that he loves and what they're doing with their landing pages. So they broke down the 15 different landing page trends, and they included examples of them all. So as you can imagine, I'm just checking out a few of these. As you can imagine, there's 15 different trends. There's a lot of images here. This is one that you got to check out. Head on over to Lead Pages to check that out. Of course, we have the link on the blog, digitaltriggers.io/FR30. Next up, a guide to using call tracking for local search. So Mike Blumenthal expands on his original post that came out about 6 months ago, which was a guide to call tracking and local search. So he says, why care about call tracking for local search? Number 1, accountability. Number 2, better KPIs, which is a fancy way of saying metrics that actually matter. Number 3, advanced features. So modern call tracking platforms include much more under the hood than just attribution. Now, there's a few concerns such as NAP consistency and also number portability, vanity numbers, dirty numbers, and taking credit where credit isn't due. So call tracking is not perfect. We obviously have our analytic call tracking platform, and we recommend it, but it does depend on the business. Next up, looking back at the top 13 pay-per-click marketing articles of 2014. This is a monster list, and I include some of the takeaways because I love you guys. So, number 1 on this list, and this is under AdWords, 10 things nobody tells you about Google AdWords. Number 2, these 10 analytical reports will improve your AdWords results. Number 3, the top 10 best pay-per-click hacks ever. Then he talks on conversion rate optimization, that category. So number 4 on this list is 6 key CRO lessons I've learned as an editor. Number 5, the most entertaining guide to conversion rate optimization you'll ever read. Number 6, everything you know about conversion rate optimization is wrong. Next up, we have paid social advertising category. And 7 on the list is why every business should spend at least $1 per day on Facebook ads. 8, 6 irrefutable reasons why psychographic content marketing is the new display. Number 9, how to design content remarketing campaigns that actually work. Number 10, the ultimate retaliation, pranking my roommate with targeted Facebook ads. And then they also talk about PPC industry news, inside Pinterest, the coming ad colossus that could dwarf Facebook and Twitter. 12, with new ad platform, Facebook opens gates to its vault of user data. 13, farewell pure exact match. AdWords will soon require all campaigns to use close variants. So man, if you like paid ads, this is just the list. This is just the list of lists. I mean, me going through this, I know about 4 that I really want to read. God knows my reading list is already way too long, but if any of these stick out to you, I definitely recommend checking them out. And the Search Engine Land article has a little bit deeper explanation of each article and key takeaways, so you can get a better feel for, hey, maybe I should read this or shouldn't. All right, so now it's time for tool time. So the first one is Namium, NAMINUM.com. So this helps you discover a perfect company name. So you can do something like Interdigital Triggers, wham bam, and you can see the original, it replaced with the vowels, consonants replaced, all randomized, 1 letter added. So basically you can kind of take a name like, say, Passive Profits. And then you can kind of scroll through and kind of see, hey, how might this look throwing some other things on it? I think this is especially good for kind of tool names and startup names. But in this day and age where we have to constantly innovate and get more and more creative, because man, there's really nothing out there, right? As far as it goes domain wise with all these dang squatters. This is a good way to find original names. Next up, we have Video Blocks. So this is pretty interesting. It's a subscription-based resource for 115,000 video stock footage, looping motion backgrounds, special effects, and more. Instead of paying high fees per clip or collection, a Video Block subscription allows you to download an unlimited number of multimedia clips for a low monthly fee. Unlimited access to the entire Video Blocks archive, which is royalty-free for all types of products. There's no download cap, so you may download and use as much content as you need. Now, let me double check the pricing here. Someone said that the pricing is $79 a month or $99 a year. I'm guessing it's not. I'm guessing that the monthly or the yearly is different. I think the yearly is $99 a year. Yeah, so I can't find a pricing page easily. I'm pretty sure the yearly is about $99 a year. Not sure if or how much cheaper the monthly is. So yeah, awesome. Check it out. There's also graphicstock.com and audioblocks.com. I'm going to check out graphicstock.com right now. Another 7 days of free download. We're even going to bookmark this bad boy. So there you go. There's another cool resource. And then there's audioblocks.com. But the reason why I bring video blocks up is because video is becoming more and more prevalent. It's a big deal. I know people are crushing it with landing pages that have moving video backgrounds. So, I mean, that right there, $100 a month, just one decent moving video background that bumps your landing page conversions, just paid for itself 10 times over. You can thank me later. So next up, we have Atomic Reach WordPress plugin. So this is a free WordPress plugin that's supposed to improve grammar, spelling, and help you with audience matching. Now, Atomic Reach is a paid, it's not your grandma's SEO, is a paid product, but this is free. You know, this WordPress plugin is free. They say that you can do things like structure content to increase audience engagement by 75%, highlight critical areas for improvement in real time, optimize your digital content before you hit publish. So I think it seems to be a nifty little tool. It's one of those that I bookmarked for myself for digital triggers. And one of the persons that commented about it to me is a reputable source. So check that out. Lastly, here we have this ultimate growth hacker resource list. So although there are many debates about what exactly growth hacking is, it's a thing. You know, every web and mobile app business worries about user acquisition, distribution, retention, and more. So this growth hacker resource guide covers it all. They've put together a list of over 300 plus books, articles, tools, and more to help with everything growth. And it really is a very expansive list. I mean, if you ever wanted to hear anything about growth hacking, this is the list of lists. I guess that's the theme for this Friday Reload 30, the list of lists. Next up, we have Vyte.in. So VYTE.in, your personal meeting assistant. So this is used to help you schedule meetings among multiple different people. Currently, it's free, and it seems pretty badass. So I know I'm going to start using it for my interview scheduling. And hey, you guys, you know, maybe you have a couple different people that you have to get on a meeting at one time. I think this could be a very useful tool. And you can't beat free. Next up, getting things done. GTD in 15 minutes, a pragmatic guide to getting things done. I know the problem with a lot of people with, you know, GTD, you got this massive book you have to read. It's hard enough to get the software going and make it's the most complicated but supposedly efficient productivity system ever. So this is really cool because this is a nice blog post. It's got some cute little images and all that. And you can quickly read over it in 15 minutes and get moving. Who doesn't like a quick guide to, you know, moving on something? All right, now we have a few more stories before our honorable mentions. This one is why negative churn is such a powerful growth mechanism. So each year, the typical customer pays New Relic 14% more than last year. In industry parlance, this is called negative revenue churn. Negative churn is an incredibly attractive attribute of a business because it means if the company were to cease spending money to acquire new customers, the business would still grow at a 14%. So this is a very interesting, you know, article, especially for those of you, the software folks. And New Relic just either they just had their crazy IPO or they're having their IPO soon. It's a good company to learn from. Let's put it that way. Next up, 5 things to know about retention hacking. So in the consumer internet business, we hear lots of talk about retention hacking. Now, the tricks that you can use to keep your customers around. We've often wondered whether this type of artificial virality is the right goal for startups to pursue. It reminds me of the pickup artist who flirts with as many potential partners as possible without ever making anyone stick around for too long. Instead, they suggest approaching retention hacking not as flirtation, but rather as an effort to build strong, lasting marriages. So sometimes you have to learn from the dark side. So, 5 tips for developers who wish to foster long term relationships between products and users. And hey, guys, if you're working with clients, I think there's some tips here as well, too. Number 1, think of social networks as force multipliers. Number 2, find your magic assets. Number 3, stop churn with coming soons. 4, keep costs in balance with benefits for users. And 5, cast an anchor for a better future. Next up in our last feature article is 20 social media marketing tips from the pros. This is on none other than Social Media Examiner, and it's a pretty good list, heck, great list of 20 strategies to grow on social media from 20 super experts in the field. Now, the article not only goes beyond the usual advice you find here and there, but it also lists tips and tools to help you outperform. And now it is time for our honorable mentions. These are other good stories that are definitely worth checking out. Whatever grabs your eye. This simple writing technique will help you overcome the inertia of perfectionism. This is all about free writing, which I cannot recommend enough. If you do not consider yourself a writer, do some free writing. Next up is the B2B Demand Generation Benchmark Industry View of 2014. So it's all about generating business leads in the benchmarks and what tactics actually work. Next up, how to preempt customers' objections in your e-commerce checkout funnel. Then, how I built a barbecue restaurant in Brooklyn, the toll of owning your own business. So you can tell that I like to feature some cooler, some funner, more fun things in the Friday Reload honorable mentions section. Man, looking at this barbecue, I'm just, oh, if you can't see this, it's these 2 delicious looking waffles, some sort of sausage, a big old chicken leg. Oh man, I'm just gonna stop because I don't want to make your mouth water anymore. Next up, how my book launch went. This is a really cool look at the marketing perspective of a book launch. Next, when a bubble isn't. So this is all about tech bubbles and kind of the startup bubbles and where things are going. Next up, how Kickstarter onboards new users. 95-page slideshow. I really like too how this guy does his arrows. It's very cool. Very cool. Next, 50 split testing ideas you can run today. And then lastly, an ebook, Business Blogging Secrets Revealed. So, as always, I thank you for joining me on this here podcast. And I have a request to make. See that lonely little comment section? Well, that's because I just published this Friday Reload. But head on over to digitaltriggers.io/FR30. Drop me a comment. Let me know how I'm doing, what you like, what you don't like, what you'd like to hear more of, or if you have any ideas for guests that you'd love to hear on. Most likely, I could probably get them on. So thanks as always for listening. Enjoy your Thanksgiving weekend. If you're taking it late on Friday, hey, enjoy it, kick back, relax. If you are punching to the grind and still jabbing and throwing hooks, keep fighting the good fight. And we will catch you next Tuesday.